Have you ever wondered what some of the most haunted places in the world are? Well, if you have, then you're in luck. Because today, we're going to be continuing our series of the most haunted places in each continent of the world, with Australia. Starting off first, we got Port Arthur in Tasmania, Australia. Port Arthur is a historic penal post that was built in 1830. The convict prisoners who were kept here called it Hell on Earth. And according to people who visit this site and the tour guides, they have seen a man named Reverend George who has been dead since the 1870s. They even have photos of him. People even see convicts that have died there, such as John Gould, who was a very nasty character who has been spotted leering over at people. Apparently, there are over 2,000 reports of unexplained activity all bundled into 20 files of ghosts and strange emotional reactions to the buildings. Many consider this prison to be the most haunted place in all of Australia. But Picton, Australia is considered the most haunted town in all of Australia. This is because of the Red Bank Tunnel. Back in 1916, a young woman named Emily Ballard was walking through the small town's Red Bank Tunnel when she was hit and killed by a train. Whether her death was intentional or accidental, over the years, local residents have reported seeing a white flowing figure of a woman with no face within the tunnel. If that isn't spooky enough for you, then wait till you hear this next part. There's also been reports of lights floating over people's heads in the tunnel, sudden drops in temperature, and ghostly children appearing out of the darkness. Remind me to never visit Picton, Australia. One place I'll also never be visiting is the Monte Cristo homestead in Junee. It's considered one of the most haunted houses in Australia. It was built in 1884 and has had its fair share of paranormal activities throughout the years. There have been reported sightings of a woman in a period dress walking along the veranda to blood-stained steps, which just so happens to be where a former maid of the house once fell and died. Sounds like a nice place to visit, right guys? Another nice place to visit is the Beechworth Asylum in Beechworth. It definitely is a nice place, alright? A nice place to take your friends to scare the living crap out of them. It's estimated that over 9,000 patients died during their stay at this asylum. So if you hear children's laughter in the corridors of this asylum, then you're not the only one. Several years ago, a 10-year-old boy on a ghost tour with his parents was seen talking to himself. When his parents asked him who he was talking to, he said he was talking to a boy named James. And after some research, it turns out there was a child by the same name who died at the asylum. This little kid could probably talk to Casper if he wanted to. Since we're talking about asylums, we might as well mention another asylum. Except this one was for the criminally insane. It's called the Fremantle Arts Center in Fremantle. People have seen doors open and close by themselves, heard the sound of laughter and crying when there's no one around, and seen misty figures appear in photographs. Some visitors have also reported being mysteriously locked in old cells after walking into them. But that's not all. A paranormal investigator visiting the building once claimed he was overpowered by the stench of flesh burning coming from an area where electric shock treatment for patients used to occur. Sounds pretty foul to me. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out our other videos from this series in our Haunted Places playlist, and let us know in the comments which haunted place you would visit if you had to.